My life has been improvisational. I'm always interested in other actors or writers or directors who talk about the plan they have for the next 5 years. What's the point of it? Because life is going to come up with its own plan.
Alda, a beloved figure known worldwide for his charm and wit, has reached an age where life's joys and struggles come into sharper focus. At 89, the way he lives today reveals a side of aging and solitude that is both unexpected and quietly moving. How does someone who once captivated millions cope with time, memory, and changing circumstances? As we explore Alda's life now, we uncover a story far removed from the spotlight, one that raises deeper questions about fame, aging, and what truly endures in the human spirit. Current state of Alda's life. Alda, now 89, lives a life marked by quiet reflection and a noticeable shift from the exuberance that once defined him. Known for his energetic presence on and off screen, the contrast between his current days and past vitality paints a somber picture. Recently, those closest to him and public reports hint at a lifestyle tinged with solitude and reduced public interactions. Alda's pace has slowed considerably, a natural part of aging, but made more poignant given his rich history of engagement with the world. His home life has become more private, nestled away from the constant buzz of Hollywood and public events. Social outings and appearances that were once frequent have given way to quieter routines, with fewer visitors and less external activity. For someone who inspired laughter and connection through his roles, this solitude stands out sharply. The loss of regular social contact can weigh heavily, especially for a man who built his identity around relationships, both professional and personal. Moreover, his physical presence no longer commands the same attention it once did. Health limitations have restricted some of the activities that energized him for decades, altering his daily rhythms. These changes, while expected with age, still challenge someone used to a dynamic lifestyle. The adjustment from constant motion to stillness can create feelings of isolation and nostalgia for days past. Fans familiar with Alda's work might find it difficult to reconcile the man on screen with the quieter figure he has become. Yet this shift is a universal element of growing old, where even the most charismatic and active personalities face the reality of retreating from the spotlight. The sadness perceived in how he now lives may reflect not just external changes, but an internal reckoning with the passage of time. Despite this, Alda remains mentally sharp, and his intellect continues to inspire those around him. While his public appearances have dwindled, his voice still carries weight in interviews and writings where he occasionally reflects on life, aging, and legacy. These moments offer a glimpse of the wit and wisdom that have long defined his character, bridging past vibrancy with present introspection. The family provides ongoing comfort to me because its members have changed in their relationships with one another. His relationship with his children and grandchildren has changed over time because they now spend different times together. Family members who maintain close relationships need to handle their daily responsibilities because they live in different locations, which creates physical distance. Many seniors who experience generational shifts between family members must maintain this sensitive equilibrium, which they already know. The present period of his life exists in a peaceful state which contains important elements, but everything still reflects his previous losses. The home now exists in peacefulness, which contrasts with the energetic times that people experienced during their youth and middle age. The difference between his comedic roles and his emotional performances creates a sharp contrast that makes some viewers feel sorrow. Alda lives through his present existence, which shows that famous people who achieve great things will still face the difficult process of getting older. The process of moving to a less public existence requires people to deal with multiple emotional and practical challenges. The active life he led under public attention has shifted to a state of darkness, which brings partial illumination to his life alterations. Reflecting on Alda's impressive body of work helps us grasp the full scope of the man behind this present reality. Alda's celebrated career highlights. Alda's career spans more than half a century, and showcases a remarkable versatility rarely matched in Hollywood and theater. Rising to fame in the 1960s, Alda quickly became known for his ability to combine intelligence, humor, and vulnerability in his performances. Most famously, his role as Hawkeye Pierce on the television series MASH cemented his place in popular culture and earned him widespread acclaim. This character, a wisecracking army surgeon, allowed Alda to explore complex social and moral themes with a deft touch. His work on MASH not only solidified his star status, but also showed his skills as a writer and director, as he contributed to many episodes behind the scenes. The show remains one of the most beloved television series in history, with Alda's portrayal remembered as a defining moment in TV drama. Awards and nominations followed, including multiple Emmy and Golden Globe wins, reflecting the critical and popular success of his work. Beyond television, Alda's contributions to film and theater reveal a dedication to craft and storytelling that extended well beyond comedic roles. From dramatic turns in movies like The Aviator to his stage performances in classics such as Glengarry Glen Ross, Alda earned respect across artistic disciplines. His ability to adapt to varied genres and characters made him a rare talent, one whose performances resonated on many levels. Alda's presence extended into science communication, another realm where he excelled. His hosting and creation of series like Scientific American Frontiers introduced complex topics to broad audiences, highlighting his commitment to education and curiosity. This additional dimension enriched his public persona and demonstrated his multifaceted interests beyond acting. He used his platform to support humanitarian efforts and activism work while creating awareness about peace, health, and civil rights issues. His efforts toward peace and health, his civil rights mission, made it easier for him to connect with audiences who studied his character and his artistic abilities. Alda's career thus reflects a blend of entertainment and social conscience that few could match. He built his career reputation as someone who stayed accessible to others while showing a deep love for both his job and his personal relationships. His fellow actors and collaborators describe him as a generous mentor who helped create positive effects in the artistic groups he worked with. His legacy continues through both his screen performances and the way he inspired people throughout his life. Alda has maintained his significant impact on the industry, although he has reduced his acting work since his recent break from regular acting roles. The public remembers his characters as archetypes who possess both warmth and intelligence, and complex moral character. His work continues to live on through retrospective shows, reruns, and ongoing discussions about his contributions. Understanding this remarkable career casts a compelling light on the contrast with his current quieter existence. His professional activities, which were once driven by his vibrant energy, now create difficulties for him because of his advancing age. The story of his current life receives more complexity through this comparison. His health in later years has undeniably played a role in shaping his present circumstances, leading us toward the next chapter of this story. Health challenges in later years. Alan Alda's journey through his late 70s and 80s has included a number of health hurdles that influence how he lives today. Like many aging individuals, he has faced conditions that require adjustments to lifestyle and daily activities. Awareness of these health realities gives context to why his public appearances have become less frequent and why his routine has changed. Aging often brings physical changes that quietly reshape even the most active lives. One factor that has affected Alda is hearing loss, a common issue among older adults, but significantly impactful for someone whose career depended largely on voice and communication. He has spoken candidly about how hearing difficulties have sometimes isolated him from social interactions, adding an invisible barrier to connection. This challenge can contribute to withdrawal and increased solitude, complicating efforts to stay engaged. In addition to hearing issues, Alda has managed other age-related health concerns typical for his generation. While there are no widely publicized major ailments, subtle declines in mobility or energy can influence daily experiences. These changes necessitate greater caution and may limit participation in activities once taken for granted. The toll of decades of work also plays a part, as the physical demands of an acting career can leave lasting effects. Mental acuity remains a vital area for focus as well. Alda has been vocal about the importance of maintaining brain health and has engaged in activities to stimulate cognitive function. Despite the natural cognitive changes that often accompany aging, he continues to advocate for awareness and proactive care. His dedication to such causes reflects a proactive mindset in facing the challenges of later life. Regular medical checkups and monitoring are part of his current routine, helping manage conditions before they worsen. Family support around health decisions provides additional care frameworks. Yet navigating medical needs at an advanced age always brings uncertainty and adjustment. These are realities Alda confronts daily as part of his life now. Through her frankness about particular subjects, Alda helps to remove the stigma that surrounds typical aging challenges while she inspires others to confront their weaknesses through brave actions. His work to raise public awareness about these issues shows that he remains active in both his profession and his role as a human being who struggles to meet basic human needs. His health problems have reduced both his capacity for physical activity and social engagement, which has resulted in negative effects on his health. The process of maintaining independence while needing support creates a challenging situation that affects his daily activities. This navigation process represents the typical situation which most elderly people face in their lives. Health problems introduce changes to daily schedules, which create a silent transition from lively times to periods that focus on providing medical treatment and relaxing activities. Alda's changes demonstrate his natural development, which results in emotional conflicts that need to be resolved. The way he faces these moments offers insight into resilience and the human spirit. As health shapes much of how Alda lives today, it also influences the connections he maintains, touching on the importance of personal relationships that have evolved. Personal relationships and social circle. Alda's personal relationships have long been a cornerstone of his life, providing both stability and joy amid the ups and downs of show business. Over the years, his circle has evolved naturally, shaped by decades of friendships, family growth, and professional bonds. At this stage in life, the nature and frequency of these connections have changed, a common reality as loved ones grow older and move geographically or become less active. While Alda remains surrounded by those who care for him, the dynamics have inevitably shifted toward quieter interactions and more intimate gatherings. His marriage to Arlene Alda, now spanning more than 6 decades, remains a central part of his support system. Their relationship has been described as deeply loving and steady, a rare example of long-term partnership in Hollywood. This bond provides essential emotional grounding as he navigates the challenges of aging. Yet even with such a strong foundation, the couple faces the natural complexities that come with advancing years, including adapting to changing roles within the partnership. The presence of children and grandchildren adds another dimension to Alda's social world. His family reportedly values spending time together, though busy schedules and varying locations sometimes limit those moments. For Alda, watching his grandchildren grow has been a source of happiness and connection, though it sometimes highlights the passage of time and the bittersweet nature of life's cycles. Maintaining these relationships requires effort from all sides, particularly as priorities shift with age. Friendships from his entertainment career also offer Alda companionship and intellectual engagement. Many colleagues speak fondly of his warmth and generosity, with ongoing communication sustained through calls, visits, and shared memories. However, as peers retire or pass away, the social network contracts, prompting a greater reliance on family and close friends. This winnowing effect is felt acutely by many seniors, where the circle tightens but grows more precious. Alda has attained permanent respect through his reputation for being kind and serving as a mentor to others. The network provides support to members who experience health or mobility difficulties through their informal check-ins and direct assistance methods. People find comfort through their understanding of goodwill, which helps them handle the vulnerable moments that come with aging. His knowledge of shared experiences with others protects him from feeling isolated. People experience moments of loneliness because distance and circumstances create obstacles even when they receive help from others. The current situation generates emotional difficulties because it shows how much social connections from the past have changed. Alda has spoken about how people lose social connections through time because he wants to express how important it is to protect existing relationships while facing upcoming changes. His thoughts reveal the need to find equilibrium between social isolation and developing relationships through a more peaceful existence. Social media platforms and technological advancements enable Alda to reach wider audiences through his fan connections, which create unique social interaction patterns that differ from traditional face-to-face meetings. The online connections assist users, yet they fail to deliver the same level of connection that people experience through direct contact with others, because their natural existence requires constant contact with others. Alda shows enduring dedication to maintaining relationships that create value and happiness for him. The way he lives his life demonstrates how social relationships evolve throughout a person's life, because relationships transform through time instead of maintaining their original form. The view enables people to feel thankful for their present relationships, which provide social contact even when their social opportunities have decreased from past times. Alda's personal relationships demonstrate that human connection remains crucial even when people face changing life circumstances. The statement serves as an emotional reminder that relationships serve as the fundamental element that defines how people experience life, regardless of their status or achievements. The winding down of his public career has shaped not only his social life, but also his daily activities and sense of purpose. Life after the spotlight. As Alda's career gradually shifted away from acting and directing, the rhythms of his daily life transformed in profound ways. The spotlight that once followed him intensely dimmed, giving way to a quieter existence. This transition from constant engagement to a more reserved lifestyle is a common experience for many entertainers who have spent decades in the public eye. For Alda, stepping back meant trading the immediate feedback of audiences and collaborators for reflection and more personal pursuits. Although he has largely retired from regular acting roles, Alda has remained intellectually active, participating in occasional interviews and contributing to projects that align with his interests. These selective involvements allow him to stay connected to his craft without the demands of a full schedule. This balance helps preserve his legacy while also respecting the limitations imposed by age and health considerations. Retirement from regular performances has freed Alda to focus on other passions, such as writing and advocacy. His work on brain health and communication reflects a shift toward using his voice in new ways beyond entertainment. These activities provide a sense of purpose and engagement, channeling his experience into meaningful causes. Public appearances today are rare and often spaced out, reflecting both his personal preferences and the realities of aging. When he does attend events, there is a noticeable difference in energy and presence compared to his prime years. These moments are treasured, but can also emphasize the gap between past vibrancy and current capacity. Managing expectations, for himself and others, is an important part of this new chapter. The absence of a hectic filming schedule or touring productions has introduced more time for rest and contemplation. Alda reportedly spends more time at home, enjoying simpler pleasures and the company of loved ones. The reduction in work-related stress can be a welcome change, yet it also requires adapting to slower rhythms and fewer social stimuli. This adjustment is a balancing act that defines much of his current lifestyle. The actor Alda used his free time from acting to study his personal development and professional journey, which he shares with others through his experiences with personal growth and life progression. His assessments create additional insight into his life path because he wishes to establish connections through serious engagement. People can see his ongoing work because he wants to remain active in his career, although he takes breaks from public activities. The emotional aspects of his career transition core, which have defined his personality since childhood, need to be explained. People who have spent a long time in specific jobs and activities will experience a loss of their previous identity when they need to stop those practices. Alda has achieved success because he can find new purposes through life challenges, which have helped him build strong main life skills. People throughout history have shown that they can change their personal identity at any point in their existence. The close nature of retirement life means that he will interact with fewer people who were active participants throughout his professional journey. The new development will reduce his social interaction for everyday activities, while he needs to maintain different friendships throughout his life. Alda's personal journey demonstrates how people face common difficulties when they need to establish new relationships and work patterns during their senior years. The present period of existence brings important things to life, although it lacks active energy. The period provides an opportunity to build a legacy while building connections and creating gifts that match present capabilities and interests. The new stage of Alda's life brings him greater value because it provides a framework for people to grow old while maintaining their respect. His shifting daily life is deeply influenced by his emotional response to changes, leading to the delicate subject of coping with aging and isolation. Coping with aging and isolation. As Alda has aged, the emotional and psychological challenges that often accompany growing older have become a significant part of his experience. The transition from a highly active public life to quieter days can bring feelings of loneliness and loss, especially for someone used to constant engagement. Aging often forces a reckoning with one's own mortality and relevance, emotions that can weigh heavily even on those who have lived full and celebrated lives. For Alda, known for his warmth and connection with others, these moments of solitude may feel particularly stark. Isolation in later life is a common struggle, especially when physical limitations and health concerns reduce social participation. For Alda, hearing loss and decreased mobility naturally limit spontaneous social interactions and outings. Such changes can sour even the best spirits, creating a sense of shrinking worlds and fewer occasions to share ideas and laughter. The contrast between past vibrancy and present stillness sharpens awareness of what has changed, sometimes deepening feelings of sadness or disconnect. Mental resilience, however, plays a crucial role in managing this adjustment. Alda's lifelong curiosity and engagement with science and communication have provided him with tools to remain mentally active and connected to the world. His advocacy for brain health and storytelling is not only a public pursuit, but likely a personal coping mechanism to stay sharp and hopeful. Embracing new routines and interests helps counterbalance the loneliness that aging can impose. Maintaining a sense of purpose is vital in navigating these emotional currents. Alda's ongoing involvement in advocacy and education offers meaningful outlets that keep him engaged beyond his immediate social circle. These activities replace some of what public attention once provided, allowing him to contribute and feel valued. Purpose, even when expressed in smaller forums, combats the emptiness that can creep in with isolation. The emotional effects of reduced social interaction continue to exist as a genuine phenomenon. Alda's reflections provide a deep understanding that solitude creates both peaceful and deeply lonely experiences. The process of aging with dignity requires people to accept their emotions without making any value judgment about them. His disclosure of personal weaknesses enables others to feel empathy for him, while he helps create awareness about mental health issues that affect senior citizens. Family relationships become increasingly important in these particular situations. People can find protection against the effects of isolation through regular visits with their relatives. People who live far away from their families will experience interruptions to their support system because their work obligations create time constraints. Family members need to develop both flexibility and emotional resilience to manage their family's presence and absence. People face both advantages and challenges when using technology to maintain their relationships. People establish relationships through video calls and social media, but these platforms fail to reproduce the entire emotional bond that exists between people who meet face-to-face. Alda needs to discover a method for establishing a balance between her two opposing requirements because she uses digital communication. People experience difficulties in forming social relationships because their desire for deep connections conflicts with their daily relationship challenges. Alda develops her methods for dealing with aging and loneliness through the combination of cultural factors and generational elements. The way he interacts with his emotions today, which includes various aspects of his life as an adult, stems from his childhood experience when men expressed less emotional vulnerability. He will navigate these challenging situations through his ability to think deeply about things and his capacity to explain his thoughts. The practice of sharing personal aging experiences fosters valuable dialogues that assist those who face identical challenges. Alda's journey offers insight into the universal human experience of growing older with dignity despite inevitable difficulties. His story reminds us that solitude can be both a challenge and an invitation to deeper understanding. Support systems and care arrangements. As Alan Alda navigates the realities of advanced age, the support systems around him play an essential role in maintaining his quality of life. Family remains the emotional foundation, offering companionship, care, and reassurance. His longtime marriage to Arlene Alda, along with the presence of children and grandchildren, forms a close-knit circle that provides stability during a stage of life when independence may naturally decline. Beyond family, professional caregivers and healthcare providers likely contribute significantly to his well-being. Assistance with medical needs, mobility, and daily routines helps ensure safety and comfort. While specific details are private, it is common for individuals of his age to rely on a combination of in-home support and specialized medical care. This balance allows practical needs to be met while preserving dignity and personal autonomy. Community resources may also supplement these personal systems. Many seniors benefit from social programs focused on healthy aging, offering activities, wellness services, and emotional support. Given Alda's public standing and advocacy, he may have access to tailored services that promote both physical and mental well-being, helping reduce isolation and maintain social connections. Clear communication between Alda, his family, and care professionals remains essential. Open dialogue allows for adjustments in care plans and timely responses to changing needs. This coordination helps minimize risks and provides peace of mind for everyone involved. Technology may also play a supportive role. Devices such as medical alerts, mobility aids, and hearing tools can enhance independence and safety. Alda's lifelong interest in science suggests he likely values such innovations as practical ways to remain engaged and connected. The emotional benefits that these setups provide to individuals who need them should receive full recognition. The psychological benefits come from knowing that someone provides care, together with the ability to receive assistance. The support system that exists for Alda and others who experience similar life transitions brings them relief from their concerns about being weak. People who want to achieve full well-being must understand that their emotional needs require equal treatment with their physical needs. Alda needs his caregivers to provide him with help while they maintain his autonomy and dignity intact. Elderly people have a common wish to maintain their independence throughout their lives. When people receive help through collaborative methods rather than forced methods, they maintain their self-worth and ability to make choices about their lives. People working in educational environments about disabilities need to develop this ability because it allows them to create protective spaces that honor each person's unique background. Alda presents more care options than most seniors because his financial resources and personal attributes provide him with better access to different services. People who receive quality medical treatment at home, together with their family members, experience fewer anxious moments. Financial planning for health needs reflects foresight and contributes to stability in later years. The evolving nature of Alda's support system invites reflection on how legacies are preserved and deepened over time. Legacy and reflection on life's journey. Alan Alda's life and career leave behind a lasting legacy shaped by talent, empathy, and meaningful storytelling. Over decades, he became more than an actor, emerging as a thoughtful communicator who connected entertainment with deeper human themes. His influence extends beyond his roles, reaching audiences with messages about connection, humor, and understanding. Even now, as his personal life reflects the realities of aging, his impact remains powerful and relevant. His most iconic role in MASH stands as a cultural landmark, proving that television could balance comedy with serious social commentary. Through that work, Alda inspired generations of artists to treat their craft with intelligence and emotional depth. His career demonstrated that storytelling could entertain while also encouraging reflection on complex issues, from war to relationships to personal growth. The scientific communication aspect of Alda's work demonstrates another important aspect of his legacy, which he dedicated himself to during his research work. He dedicated his work as host for Scientific American Frontiers to create scientific content that audiences could understand through simple yet fascinating scientific content. His dedication to educational work demonstrated that people could use their power to educate others while protecting their individual privacy rights, because he dedicated his life to learning and teaching activities. The relationships he established during his professional life hold equal importance. His colleagues describe him as a supportive person who demonstrates generosity through his work with others while he builds his professional network. The silent achievements he made throughout his life created a legacy which extended beyond his achievements through his demonstrations of compassion and honesty, which lasted beyond his lifetime. The emotional weight of his later life experiences connect with his personal narrative through his later years. The health issues and social isolation which famous people experience throughout their lives show that everyone encounters moments of weakness and transformation. Alda demonstrates his approach to aging through his humble acceptance of aging. He shares his experience of adjusting to his existence in a thankful and resilient manner. Alda's life journey demonstrates all essential phases of human existence, which include achievement and connection, and battle between hardship and life dignity. His legacy encourages us to view aging from a new perspective, which shows this process leads to deep understanding through self-assessment, which produces valuable insights. His essential nature remains with him throughout his existence, because his kind nature continues to influence every period of his life. Alda's story is a powerful reminder that aging touches us all, no matter our past fame or success. His life challenges us to embrace change with dignity and to value connection above all. If you found this look at Alda's journey meaningful, please like this video and subscribe for more thoughtful stories. And stay with us for the next story waiting on your screen. Thank you for watching.